We'd all love to own a Rolex Explorer, the 36mm go anywhere do anything watch. A watch that's reliable, robust, and a true companion for adventure seekers. As good as this watch is, it's still £6,400 or around $8,500. So today I'm showing you an attractive alternative that's more than 10 times cheaper. This is the Trasca Summitere, and before I go any further, I will reveal the price straight away. £500 or around $650. You may be thinking there's no way a watch of this price can compete with the Rolex. Well, as always, we will explore this timepiece together in detail, and you can be your own judge. The Trasca Summitere has a diameter of 36mm, just like the Explorer. 36mm remains a valid and appealing size for Explorer-style watches because it captures the spirit of a true tool watch. Understated, versatile, and built for function over flash. The size offers a balance that works on a wide range of wrists, staying comfortable and unobtrusive. It has a lug-to-lug measurement of 44mm and a thickness of just 10.5mm. This is a whole 1mm thinner than the Rolex Explorer, which is very impressive because in the world of watches, every millimeter goes a long way. Losing a whole millimeter means this watch just melts into the wrist and makes it even comfier to wear. Knocking this watch on doorways or getting it stuck under a cuff is simply a thing of the past. This watch is just too slim. The case and bracelet of the Summitere are made from 316L stainless steel. Of course, Rolex uses oyster steel, which is 904L stainless steel. It's normally much harder than its 316L brother, but this is where things get complicated. Oyster steel has a hardness rating of 200 to 250 HV, which stands for Vickers hardness. Trasca have actually applied a specialized hardening process to their steel, which dramatically increases the durability. So the hardness rating of the Summitere is closer to 1200 HV. This watch is therefore incredibly hard to scratch and will last a much longer time, essentially looking like new. It's important to remember that oyster steel may lose the hardness battle, but will still be more corrosion resistant and has a lighter appearance. The case features smooth polished sides accented by a slim polished bevel, while the top surface shows vertical brushing that flows neatly into the end links. On closer inspection, the bezel introduces a fine radial brushing highlighted by a polished edge that frames the striking double-domed sapphire crystal. The screw-down crown has a coin edge grip signed with Trasca's logo and ensures 100 meters of water resistance. To round it out, the lugs are drilled, making strap swaps quick and convenient. I do like what Trasca are doing here because some might argue that having a polished bezel like on the Rolex Explorer is a tad too much for a true tool watch. The Summitere shows us that you don't need a polished bezel to look good, and this certainly looks amazing. The radial brushing is also a fun touch. You simply won't notice it from a distance, but it's a nice little secret between the watch and the owner. When comparing the level of finishing to the Rolex, you'd be surprised again because it really is closer than you'd expect. The Summitere really offers some impressive finishing for, again, what is just an insane price point. I assume this is machine finished, but it's really quite gorgeous. Okay, so looking at the dial, we have a really sophisticated pine green color. Trasca also have a choice of charcoal black, midnight blue, and my personal favorite, oxblood red. The dial carries a neatly executed minute track along the perimeter in gold. The markers are solid blocks of superluminova arranged in the classic 369 layout, with slim rectangular batons for the remaining hours and the traditional arrow at 12. This is pretty much the same on the Rolex, although the batons on the Summitere don't have a polished surround. A subtle step down at the center adds another layer of depth, with the brand's name and logo printed just above it and automatic in small lettering below. The overall design is clean and highly legible, although the 369 markers on the Rolex are larger. Moving around the dial is a sword-shaped hour hand, fence post minute hand, and a long arrow seconds hand that extends to the minute track. These hands all come in a gold color to contrast the green of the dial. The lume glow is strong for a field watch thanks to the lume field indices. While not quite on par with Rolex, it holds its own. For 36mm, I think the Summitere makes better use of the space when compared to the Explorer, giving a more balanced and refined look without appearing cramped with text. Moving on to the bracelet, this is treated with the same hardening process as the case, giving it added durability to match its solid construction. The clasp is accented by polished bevels along the edges, while the interior is finished by hands with a pearlage pattern. Quick release spring bars make swapping out the bracelet simple, and the clasp's 6 points of micro adjustment, combined with removable links secured by large flathead screws, ensure an easy and precise fit. Inside the summer tier is the ultra-thin Miyota 9039 automatic movement, a no-date caliber that runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour for a smooth, sweeping seconds hand. It uses 24 joules, offers around 42 hours of power reserve, and has been adjusted by Trasker in 4 positions to perform between -10 and +20 seconds per day. This is a dependable and straightforward movement that any watchmaker will have no trouble servicing for years to come. When compared to the Rolex Explorer, it's very easy to tell the difference here. The Explorer uses the caliber 3230, a self-winding movement introduced in 2020 and produced entirely in-house by Rolex. It uses a perpetual rotor for automatic winding and is certified to Rolex's superlative chronometer standard, which means an incredible accuracy of -2 to +2 seconds per day. The 3230 is also highly resistant to magnetic fields, has shock absorption, and is more able to stay stable under changing temperatures. So an obvious winner to Rolex in terms of the movement, but again the Rolex costs 12 times more. Okay, so let's really break this down. The Trasker Summer Tier can outshine the Rolex Explorer for certain people because it delivers much of the same spirit and functionality at a fraction of the cost. It also offers some unique advantages of its own, like the incredible hardness treatment applied to its construction. This alone feels like a nice insurance policy if, like me, you're clumsy but you want to get some good use out of this watch. Then there's the more interesting dial design that's less crowded, and not to mention a nice array of colours to choose from, which offer the wearer individuality. With Rolex, all you get is one colour to choose from. Like the Explorer, this Summer Tier is a clean, versatile tool watch built for everyday wear and adventure. The Explorer does, however, have the much more premium movement and premium materials, coming from a historic brand. But does that mean it's a better watch? Dare I say it, the Summer Tier might actually be the truer Explorer for modern adventurers who want to wear their watch hard and often, rather than keeping it tucked away as a luxury piece. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I always enjoy making these comparison videos. Let me know what you thought about the Trasker Summer Tier, and let me know in the comments as well which watch you would rather have. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you soon.